So, welcome on the Evolve Fitness podcast. It has been a while because my life was pretty busy, but now it's like settling down nicely. So, I'm happy to have Nimrold back on the podcast. And today is going to be like more free episode, I would say. We are going to discuss about many different things and also like catching up in a way because many things happened on both our sides. So yeah, let's go. So what's happened for you, Nimrod, like recently with your athlete coaching, because it's a big part of your life, and it was a big like competing season lately. So just tell us what happened for you.
All right. So first of all, hello to everybody, and thank you for hosting me again. Um, Actually, the last period was pretty busy for me with a lot of traveling around the world for different shows and some kind of vacation, I can say. As you know, I've been off to the US to see the Mr. Olympia, which is just a crazy experience.
Yeah,
And
especially the
I
first time.
think every anybody who is like taking seriously bodybuilding or is it just in love with the sport has to go there at least once to see how is that to be there in person
Yeah, it must have
to
been
feel the
crazy.
atmosphere and everything. It's just different.
And meeting the athletes too, because sometimes like on Instagram you see pictures, they look
Yeah,
big, but then in real life you realize like they're fucking huge.
yeah, they are huge. I mean, the guys are huge. They're like mountains. Once you move on the women divisions, I mean, like the bikini girls or the wellness
Yeah.
ones, they are pretty skinny. So the very first one I met right before the press conference was Franciella.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, I was looking at her, is that Franciella or not? To be honest, I, I never thought that she's so skinny. I mean, we saw her on the stage and Instagram and pictures and videos and everything with those huge quads, huge glutes,
Yeah.
and everything. And when I met her in person with like some joggers on her, I was like, okay, but where are your quads? Where are your glutes? She was so skinny.
Yeah, like usually wellness, indeed they look huge on pictures, but it's kind of the opposite. But when you go for figure and like women's physique and
Yeah.
bodybuilding, like when you go up from there,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
fucking huge in
Yeah.
real life, and you're like, wow.
When I met the figure, women's physique, and let alone the bodybuilding girls, they were
Inside.
huge.
But yeah, wellness in bikini, I totally agree. Like they look jacked on pictures and they look pretty big, but in real life they're pretty small. Also, usually they're small girls, like they're not really
Yeah.
tall. So
So
they're just
they're
overall very
like
small.
150, 155, something
Yeah.
160. So I saw them so skinny. So I was so surprised. And after that, when I saw them on the stage, I was like, hell no. From where you got the quads, the glutes, and everything you have on the stage when one day ago you were so skinny?
Yeah,
I'm a little bit confused with this one.
it is.
So
Yeah.
on the stage, it's a totally different game than off stage.
Yeah.
Okay, I know they are pumped up, they are on the heels and everything, but just the outlook, it's 180 degrees different.
Yeah.
When on the guys, they are just huge,
All the
huge,
time.
like mountains.
Yeah.
Those are huge. So as you say, we saw them on the Instagram and the YouTube videos and everything. But when you meet them on the person, it's different. I mean, we all of us, we are following Chris Bumstead. Uh, I was on the line to get inside for the expo, so he just passed me. But everybody got blocked in that moment. Once he showed up, everybody got blocked, like frozen.
Yeah.
He's something else in person. His attitude is, I cannot explain you what I felt that moment.
Yeah,
And
he's such a big guy.
it's not
Like,
just me. So everybody who was around me got the same reaction. Oh my God.
but he's not only a bodybuilder, like he's also inspiring a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like he's such a public figure right now that he just inspires respect, and he's kind of like a big person, in the like
yeah,
for mainstream people, it's like outside of bodybuilding even.
yeah. Um, he always has that, I almost can say that arrogant smile on his face. He's not. But when you see a person with a permanent smile and this kind of confidence
Yeah.
that he has, you will say, okay, he's arrogant. But he's not. He just has that champion attitude. I think 24 for 24.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's like a different. So during the finals, I was following in the social media what other people thinks about the classic, and I was watching them on the stage. So on the social media, everybody was like, "Oh, that's a close one." So it's like a 50-50. No, not even close. There was like a 99-1 chances.
Yeah.
So in person, he's like even bigger than in pictures. You can see the difference between him and Ramon even bigger. There was no, I think, I mean, there was no reason to compare them.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
like C-Bomb and the other guys.
but the
It
same
was
for men's bodybuilding too, it was a big controversy, between the
um
winner. But
I mean there were certain positions where the Iron guy
Derek or
Hadi,
Rami? Ah, Rami.
Hadi. In certain positions Hadi was better,
Yeah.
but once they turn around
Yeah,
to show
exactly.
the back double, the back leg spread, there was no chance for Hadi.
Yeah.
So Derek's back was something else. It was huge, was dry, was super, super conditioned, full.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was like a perfect peak.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe the abs and thighs was the position where Hadi was better. Um, maybe a side chest, maybe, but I think there is no other position where he was better.
Yeah, like usually controversy between like placings on social media because they just look at pictures. But on stage, when you see the athletes, like usually there is no controversy because it's very clear
No,
with the winner. Like you know it from the start because like usually people look good on the front pose. Usually everybody looks good, but
yeah,
then turn back and you can see who is really conditioned or not.
that's why we used to say shows are won from the back.
Exactly.
So, uh, being there in person, and I got a pretty good position. So I was like in the first 10 rows, maybe.
That's good.
So pretty in the front. Uh, once I saw them, I was like, there is no chance for Hadi.
Yeah.
And I was not the only one. I mean, in the public, like maybe 95% of the people was the same opinion. So don't get me wrong, Hadi was very, very good condition, full. So it's a perfect peak. Derek was just better.
Yeah.
And there was no controversy.
Yeah. That's
For my eyes, if I had to choose the winner, for my eyes, Samson Dauda was the best.
Okay. Why?
I like his posing, I like his attitude, I like his physique.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the perfect one. Third place is perfect. Don't get me wrong. But for my eyes,
It
he's
was
the one.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that he's not gonna win. But in my eyes, that's man's bodybuilding.
Maybe he will at one point in the next
Yeah,
year.
probably yes. One time, probably yes, as he is very, very young.
Yeah, he still has a lot of time.
Yeah. And comparing him with the last year Olympia physique, his his improvements are so big.
Hmm.
I mean, size wise, conditioning, posing, everything. So he was far, far away the best poser on the stage. His flows is just perfect. I mean, I like it so much. He's not um like the other guys. You know, when you see on his their faces, they're flexing so hard. He's smiling all the way. He has some nice movements in the transitions. And I'm not wondering he won the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he will win again.
So
Like
yeah, probably.
if he's not winning the Olympia, he will win Arnold for sure.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good experience for you to go to Mr.
Yeah,
Olympia.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a crazy experience. So please, guys, if you have the chance, go there and see it in person.
Yeah, it would be very nice to go there. It's just pretty far away, pretty expensive trip, but I think it's worth
Um,
it once.
I
Like
don't know what to say about if it's expensive or not.
really,
I mean, I was just by myself.
yeah.
So I did not split the bills with anybody. So I got a rent a car, an apartment, flight tickets, Olympia tickets, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I spent more than maybe 2.5 grand.
Yeah, for one
Okay,
week.
it's not for like you go for a weekend to the next country,
Yeah,
but if you go like two, three, four-person, so you can split the bill for the car, for the apartment.
yeah.
I mean, my flight ticket was around 600
Mm-hmm.
euro for the
Yeah, it's
round
not
trip.
that bad. Yeah,
That's not that bad.
yeah.
Um, Olympia ticket was like 250 for like the finals and the 3 days of expo.
Okay.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Car around $300.
And it was for one week or from you went there for 3 weeks, right?
Actually 12
Or how
days.
long? 12. Okay.
12 days.
12 days.
Yeah.
So about, I would say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like a big amount of
No, no, no,
money.
absolutely not.
Yeah,
Okay, you gotta grab some food and stuff. That's up to you how much you're gonna spend on it.
yeah.
But food
If
is
you
not that
want,
expensive in the US.
yeah, especially if you eat like very basic stuff. Like if you don't
Yeah.
go to restaurant every single day, it's pretty cheap.
Uh, you know, I was a little bit surprised. The first restaurant I went, it was like a steakhouse. I got a nice steak with mashed potato and drink, and I
Mhm.
paid far less than I used to pay here in Romania.
What?
Yeah, so for like a 300 gram of steak, mashed potato, and drink, I paid like $22.
Okay.
Like if I go here in Romania for the same dinner, probably I will pay around $60 or more.
Okay. Okay.
So no, food is not expensive in the US.
Yeah. And Romania is getting pretty expensive also.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely yes.
but yeah, it's still less expensive than the UK. But like on some points I'm like, it's still very expensive, Romania, as it shouldn't be that expensive. but it's still like, for example, yesterday I was checking for blood work to get like a full panel, like checking everything, like thyroid, hormones,
Tell
everything.
me about that, because I'm curious how are the rates there?
So I was curious also because I didn't know about it. And I checked, and it's like 190 pounds. And you have like everything. So it takes into account like blood lipids, like blood glucose, like hemoglobin A1C, thyroid, hormones, like full hormones like DHEA,
Yeah,
FSH,
absolutely.
everything. I think you also have some other stuff. I will check because I had it yesterday. It's like it's kind of a full panel, which is really good. Um, so it's called Hormone Pro. So liver protein, kidney function, blood lipids, hematology, also iron, inflammation, so CRP, creatine kinase, but it's a bit pointless. We don't really care about that
Mhm.
because it will always be elevated, so it doesn't matter. Cortisol, prostate specific antigen, I don't care about it, but for guys, it can be interesting. And hormones, vitamin D, vitamin B12, folate.
Mhm.
So it's like a kind of like good full panel, and it's like 190 pounds. And I was thinking like in Romania, I paid, I think, 150 or 160 euros. So in pounds, I think it would be 130, 120 pounds. So it's like
Mm,
70 pounds more
100,
in the UK. Yeah, maybe more 40. So like
Yeah.
let's say 50 more pounds in
Mhm.
the UK compared to Romania. And I'm
Yeah.
like for example,
Um,
just the cost of living in the UK
yeah, absolutely.
and cost of
Uh,
living in Romania is not such a big difference, and it
One
should
of
be a
my
big difference.
friends went to pull some blood work like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Um, his panel was not that complex, like you said, with
Mm-hmm.
all the vitamins and everything included, and he paid about 200 euros.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's expensive.
yeah.
But also at the
Romania is
same
expensive.
time, yeah, like you would expect Romania to be way cheaper.
Yes.
And it's not way cheaper. Like it's
No.
only 50 pounds cheaper, which is not a lot cheaper
No.
when you compare like the salary and cost of living here and
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
So I was like, wow, I was expecting like I was expecting way like even so either way more in the UK or way less in Romania, but not like kind of the same, you know. So I was like, all right. And also for gear and stuff, it's kind of the same price here.
How are the prices over there?
So like Primo is like 40 pounds. So
Like
it's
40
about the
pounds.
same.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's cheaper
Maybe it's cheaper.
because here we used to pay around like 300, 350 lei, which
Yeah.
is like six,
It's like 50, 60
50
euros.
to 60 pounds.
Pounds. Okay.
Pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's even a bit cheaper.
Yeah,
And the same, the GH is the same price. So
like 200 pounds.
200 pounds for 100 units.
Well,
So,
right now here it's over 200 because it's like 220.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 220.
So I was a bit shocked. Like I was expecting things to be way more expensive. And in fact, it's not way more expensive. And also like because I finished my cycle this week. I've done a cycle for like 6 weeks, and with Primo,
Mhm.
GH, insulin. And for Primo, so I bought Primo from here because I wanted to try and compare with Primo from Romania. And
Mhm.
I really found that I grew a lot more and I have
Okay.
less side effects than in Romania. Like the
Okay, that means that
so
the stuff you got from Romania was pretty much empty.
I think so. Like just like taking a step back and comparing both, I really think the one. So I tested it with the roid tests,
Hmm.
and it was primal detected in, but I think it's just very underdosed.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
just
because
goes.
if that was testosterone, you would feel like more side effects and the test.
But so don't get me wrong, it was not a lot of side effects.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But if there is no primo at all, so
No,
it's all
yeah,
testosterone,
yeah, it would
probably,
be like completely different. But this one,
yeah.
it was so I didn't try really have a lot of side effects from the one in Romania. Just some like I would say hair growth was a bit faster.
Hmm.
And at the end of the cycle, my voice was starting to crack a bit.
Hmm.
Um, but then just like stopping and like getting natty for a while, it was just going back to normal, so no issue.
Hmm.
Um, but I was not growing that much compared to this time. And like it's crazy because I've gained a lot of weight in a short amount of time and my body composition stayed about the same. Like I didn't really gain fat, but I gained like 4 kilos in 4 weeks. And my physique is way better and I feel it. Like I see myself, I'm way bigger and my strength at the gym is really good. My pumps are very good, and I feel like full and big all the time, I would say. Um, and yeah, for sure, like comparing the pictures and gaining 4 kilos in 4 weeks, but about the same body fat, for sure, I'm growing pretty
I
well.
saw some pictures with you.
Yeah, I'm growing pretty well. So I was really like, okay, so I think this Primo is real Primo with the right dose. And the one in Romania was also Primo because I could detect Primo, but definitely underdosed.
Yeah, probably yes.
So yeah, it was an interesting discovery.
Um, Tell me about the insulin. I
So
mean, you told me there was no difference with 10 IU a day.
yeah, so I tested my blood glucose this morning and also I think 3 days ago. So first I started with 10 units. Because like I was checking and they said I think 1 unit per 60 gram of carbs or something like that. Anyway, I don't really remember what I like the numbers and stuff, but it was
Okay.
about 10 units. So I started with 10 units of Lantus and I did that for 4 days, checked my blood glucose. It was still very high. It was still in the 102, I think. So still pretty high. So no difference. Like before and after, it was not no difference.
Okay.
So then I increased to 15 units, and it went back to 85 and 90 this morning.
Okay.
So it's really good now.
Okay. There was any difference in like sleep, hydration, everything, or
No, it's the
this
same.
drop is just due to the
I think it's
increasement?
good. So okay, so I slept better these days because I tested this morning, for example, and I slept a lot, like 8 hours and a half, instead of 7 hours, which is a big difference. But my hydration status are the same. And 3 days ago, it was 85 and the same conditions. So I really think it's the right dose for me right now. I'm feeling good, no issue. So I think I'll just keep it as a baseline and keep checking my blood glucose to see if it increases a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely.
Yeah, like
And
90 for me is fine.
this is like the kind of the data you should collect it. I mean, like, okay, you are right now in 600 gram of carbs,
Yeah,
15 units of insulin with this amount of sleep and this amount of hydration.
yeah,
My blood glucose should be this much.
yeah,
Once you're going to increase the carbs, you can see, okay, right now I'm a bit higher. Probably I will need a little bit more to keep it on the same direction.
yeah, exactly. I'm like writing everything down in my Excel
Yeah,
sheet.
that's perfect.
So I
Once
can
you have the
keep
data
track.
collected, you don't have to play the guessing game.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really important to collect data so you
Yeah,
can,
absolutely.
especially
Absolutely.
with pharmacology.
Yeah. Even on net athletes,
Oh
it's
yeah,
it,
but
it's a
even more,
huge
I would
help.
say.
It's a huge help when you don't have to like figure out. So you just have the data. You go there, you see, you apply.
Yeah.
Okay, there may be some variables, but you'd have to figure out from zero everything.
Yeah, definitely. So it's so valuable, like doing
Yeah,
this. And as I said, especially with use like pharmacology, you have to keep track of your dosage
yeah,
and the effect it has on you, and if you're happy or not, and what you can change for the next time and stuff like that, like side effects, everything.
everything.
It's very
And
important.
it's the same with like when you pull the labs. You should always write right next to it. In this period, I use this and this and this amount of all the compounds, and I have my labs like this. So next time when you start it again, you can see what I'm gonna go to expect from this and this and this amount.
Yeah.
This one. Okay. Why is it important to pull labs before to start everything? So after you finish something, you will know where you have to go back. You know what you have to restore. If you
Exactly.
have no
Yeah.
idea about where you started, where you will go back, you will guess again.
Yeah.
If you don't know what certain amount of drugs goes on your bloods, you will have no idea where you're gonna go. So that's why I always say pull the labs, write the data down, and you will never play the guessing game again.
Yeah. I'm doing
It's
that for
way
a while.
easier.
Yeah. And you can compare also like
Yeah,
everything.
I
So
mean, uh, okay, right now you are thinking about to start a cycle. You pull the labs, you have the data. You will say, okay, let's try some NOR. What do we expect from NOR to happen? Probably age. Once you finish like 4 6 weeks of the cycle, you pull the labs again, and you see these things doesn't happen. You know something that was not NOR. You got something else.
yeah.
Okay, you will feel it way before, but the labs gonna show you some certain things. You're not gonna guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if nothing happened to my HDL, that's not NOR. Pretty easy.
Yeah. It's just like a shame that we cannot test things, like send, I don't know, Anavar to
Yeah,
a lab, and the
yeah,
lab
but
telling us if it's Anavar.
you can like take some things and test. Like I mean, like pull the labs,
Yeah,
and
but it's
if you
like from
know
your blood.
each drug what it's gonna do with your labs, you will know immediately.
Yeah, but like before taking it, if you
Oh
could,
no, no.
it would be so cool if you could do
Yeah, okay,
it.
it would be, but at this moment there is no chance to do this.
I think in the US they can do that,
Oh,
like
yeah,
send
yeah, there
sample to
are like
lab.
private labs.
Yeah, I think in the US they can, and I think also in the UK they think about doing something like that too. But
Maybe.
it's just like thinking it's not done yet, but it's like
Mhm.
a project, so it would be so good. That's
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a bit like hit or miss, I would say. And even when you find a good like product, you cannot be sure 100% it will stay good for months and years.
yeah,
Um, but
yeah,
yeah,
because
for sure, labs are telling you what you are taking also.
yeah, maybe you get some really good product right now. Like 2 weeks later, you're gonna get some bunk.
Yeah, if it's another batch, you
Yeah,
never know. So it's
even if you like buy it from the same person, same brand, and everything,
yeah,
you can never know what's inside.
yeah. This is why like if you can get stuff from I don't know like TRT clinics or stuff like that,
Oh, okay, that's
it
great.
could be a good idea because it's exactly what you're taking.
Yeah,
But
but
also
the only
so
thing you can
many,
get from PRT clinics is like testosterone,
yeah,
maybe some
in Europe,
GH.
yes. But like I know that in the US you can get also other stuff like Nandrolone and stuff.
Oh yeah, Nandrolone, yeah,
But
but
also
as we don't want to use nandrolone only in certain situations, it's not a lot of help to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. And also like so many bodybuilders are doing that they are restricting a bit. Like Anavar, for example, it's not something they're giving anymore.
Mhm.
So like before bodybuilder could get a good, I would say, cycle just from TRT clinics.
Yeah.
Now it's not the case anymore. They're starting to like take a step back and like putting some restrictions.
Yeah, probably they will.
So yeah.
It will
But
be
I think it's like
too
just,
easy.
yeah, it's part of the game. I think like if we choose enhancement, we have to know that we can know for sure if it's like the right
Yeah.
we're taking. So it has always a risk, and we have to know about that before
Yeah,
starting.
that's the reason why I'm a little bit upset when it's coming, like the enhancement is coming in discussion with other peoples from different sports. I mean, like, if you watch any other like high performance sport, I mean, like the sprinters or like the fighters, football players, American football players, everything. So everybody is taking stuff. Let's be honest. You cannot increase your performance week to week to week for years without taking stuff. Okay, so what has happened? Everybody is doing like in a secret. So nobody can control it. Like you cannot just go to the doctor, hey doc, I took this and this and this. Please check my health because I'm going to the Olympic Games next week. Because you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So that's why so many problems are in high performance sport. So many death cases and on and on and on. If we take like in a counter, how many bodybuilders are passing away in a year? And how many other athletes, the bodybuilders gonna be like the fewer. So less bodybuilders are passing away in a year than like a soccer player or basketball or baseball or any other stuff. And this is the reason because everybody is doing it like secret.
Yeah.
You cannot go to the doctor. Why? Everybody who is watching sport want to see performance. I want to see the sprinter running faster, the fighter harder. I don't know, the soccer player to run faster and score more goals. This can happen only with stuff behind the scenes. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So why we don't say, okay, guys, from tomorrow you can use whatever you want, but you have to go regularly to check a doctor. Problem solved.
Definitely it would be way better.
No more health issues. I mean, okay, health issues with lower risk than taking it on your own without to have any idea about what are you doing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think like they're not doing that because of the whole image, like public image. Because like steroids and any kind of enhancement drugs, it has such a bad connotation for people.
Yes.
They don't want people to think that, oh, all athletes are taking stuff, even though it's a case, even
Okay,
though
but
it is.
you know what I mean. Like 2 years ago, like the Olympic Games, they disqualified Russia for using enhancements.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Was Russia the only country who used something? No.
It's only politics, seriously. It's
Yes,
only politics.
absolutely. So probably next year they're gonna disqualify another country. It may be China, Turkey, whatever, and all the other countries gonna do the same thing in the height of
Exactly.
nothing. That's why it's not fair.
It is not, but also
Let
like
them do it
they know what
the same.
happens.
Yeah, and that's why. Another thing that I'm so upset, as you say, all the enhancement and steroids and drugs has like bad juju, so they are the bad guys. Okay, how many people are dying yearly because of the steroids? and how many because of smoking and drinking alcohol
Or diabetes.
or diabetes?
Yeah.
Let's talk like in a percentage. We have like 100% on a whole week. Maybe 1% or less than are bodybuilders taking steroids. All the other 99% smoking, alcohol, diabetes, all the
Drugs.
other stuff, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because nobody gonna say, "Oh, you are a bad guy because you are smoking or you are drinking a beer or any other alcohol products." But oh, you're taking testosterone, you're a bad guy.
Definitely. But I think it's just because of that, like the whole stigma. So it's the same for like non-tested federation. Like, yes, we know it's non-tested, so athletes could do anything they want, but also they don't want to say publicly that athletes are taking something, you know?
Yes,
Like,
I mean, not even the guys that are competing in the Mr. Olympia or Classic, they are not talking like open about this.
yeah,
Some of them, yes, they are perfectly honest. We are the Instagram or YouTube or everything, but they are not talking so much about this.
yeah,
Yeah, probably because they have contracts with supplement brands and everything, so they can't. But some of them are talking about. Okay, you can never know how true it is
yeah,
what they are saying. Probably, in my opinion, they could take a little bit more than they're gonna tell you
yeah,
on the social media. Uh, as Bumstead once said, he will never talk about this, so what he's using or not, because a lot of people would try to copy that. And what is perfectly fine for him, it may be the worst thing for anybody else.
absolutely.
I mean, we all know he cannot use so many stuff because of the illness he has.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I would try to copy what he's taking, it would be perfect for me.
Maybe it
Probably
was
not.
the same and you'll be disappointed. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why it's a little bit confusing and it's a little bit hard to talk about this subject.
yeah, because like on one side, you're like, I don't want to talk openly about that because I don't want people to copy me, which is absolutely fair and true.
Yeah,
But on the other side, I think it's important to educate people because so many people don't know
yeah,
anything about it and would do bullshit. But if you try to educate them, maybe they will do things a bit better because, anyways, they're going to do things. So
yeah.
instead of doing them wrong, like completely wrong, maybe it's better
I'm
to do
I'm
it right.
perfectly agree with you
It's like two
on this
sides,
side.
it's hard to juggle between
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
like,
I'm perfectly agree with you on this side. So that's why I would like so this would happen one day that I said you can just go there. Okay, doc, I want to do this and this and this. Please help me.
yeah.
But at the moment, we don't have the doctors.
So it's coaches doing that.
Yeah, yeah, because it's my personal experience. When I went to a doctor, a very famous one in the city, everybody told me he's the best in like the endocrinology wise. I was like, okay, I can get an appointment to see her. Once I told her about, she was like, get out of my office. I'm like, okay,
All right.
okay. So
Yeah, it's a shame.
yeah, it's absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of people are making huge mistakes. I mean, once they got some problems because of using different stuff, they go to a doctor and they will hide these things so they use anything
Yeah,
because of this. So doctors are looking at you with like bad eyes because oh you're a bad guy because you no, they should not. You went to a doctor because you have a problem. So they should fix it. They can fix it only if you can talk honest to them.
exactly. If not, like, you cannot know what's going
I
on,
mean,
what to
if
do.
you see one of your athletes' blood work. You see some alterations, you don't like it. You ask her or him, okay, what are you taking at this moment? And she or he will say, oh, nothing, I'm natty. How are you going to fix that? You can't.
Yeah.
So once he's not honest, you cannot fix it. If you're going to ask for labs, maybe he will say, I'm not going to do that. Or, okay, here you have. And you will check the labs. You will see that something is not on point.
Yeah.
You will see like a sky high testosterone and he's like natty. Or you will see like a sky high prolactin or progesterone. And you will know that something is happening there. And he will keep saying that he's natty. That's the moment you say, okay, I cannot help you because you are not honest with me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will meet this kind of person. There are always persons who will hide these kind of things. But what I cannot understand is why you call or why you text a coach, why you hire a coach if you don't want to be honest. I mean, okay, you can do mistakes. Like you can overeat your diet, you can overuse stuff. Tell him, coach, I fucked up. I did this and this and this. What's the next step we can do to correct it? If he's not doing this, you will always try to find the problem in you. What I did wrong? Where is the mistake I made that this and this happened? And you will start to question yourself until the moment you will realize, no, the mistake is not on your side.
Yeah,
So he's not honest with you.
But
You
also,
know,
yeah, go for it.
with the more athletes or with the more people you work, you will know what is working. I mean, you have 99% that your framework is working for that. No, it's not the same thing. It's just like a framework you will customize for each of them. And there is only one guy who is not getting from A to B. The problem is not going to be on your side.
Yeah.
And you tried everything. You gave him refeed. You put him on high cardio, on low carb. You did everything, and he stayed on the same place. You have to know that the problem is not on your side. Okay, if like you succeed only with one people and the other 99 are lacking,
Maybe it's you.
maybe on your side. But in other case, no. So you will always find out sooner or later that in which side is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, because lying to a doctor, um, you kind of have to, unfortunately, because doctors, as you said, they are not really happy with bodybuilders or anybody taking stuff. And also, they don't know, like, they don't know anything about steroids and how it works.
Yeah.
So even if you're honest, they cannot help you because they don't know shit. So unfortunately, coaches nowadays, they have to be doctors in a way.
Yeah.
Like good coaches are supposed to help you with the pharmacology, doing it right, being able to interpret labs and being able to tell you what to do, what to change, correct if something is wrong. So good coaches nowadays are also doctors and like
Yeah. If you check like the background of the best coaches right now, the moment, they all has a kind of like a medical background,
yeah. Well, you have to.
pharmacology or medical background, so they can understand what is actually happening and why is that happening.
Exactly. Like if you don't have the medical background, it's impossible to understand how it
You will
works.
understand the whole image.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn that, okay, Anwar will crash your HDL. Okay, how do you fix that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know this one thing. How do you fix that? I mean, as you said, doctors know very, very small amount of what they should know about this.
Yeah.
So athlete is coming to you and gonna show you the blood work and gonna show to a doctor. He can lie about to a doctor that I had no idea why my HDL is so low. He can't lie to you or to me. We're gonna know why.
Yeah,
The
but maybe
doctor,
also, yeah, the doctor is going to think like you have a pathology like
yeah,
liver disease
yeah,
or kidney
probably,
disease, and it's not
probably.
the case.
But if they are honest to you and before the blood work, they will tell you, okay, look, I'm using this and this and this. I'm gonna pull some labs. You can like know before the results are coming back. I'm expecting this and this and this.
Yeah, yeah,
If you say, okay, I'm using Nandrolone, I'm using Trembolone, you can expect an increasement on a prolactin. I'm using NOR, you can expect uh,
a decrease.
a decrease in the HDL, and you can expect some liver toxicity. I'm using, I don't know, any other uh, liver toxic drugs. You will know you're going to have some problems on liver side. But doctors, you can tell them, oh, okay, I'm using Trembolone. Probably they have no idea what is that,
Yeah.
or Anawar, or any other drugs. So that's the difference, which is not okay because we are not doctors.
Some,
We can
yeah,
give,
yeah,
yeah, we can give like, okay, you are. uh, we can give some recommendations. We can try to help them, but that's it. So we cannot fix like pathologies.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can fix something that he fucked up by using different things, but that's it.
Yeah. And then they'll have
What?
to go to the doctor or to the
Yeah,
hospital or stuff.
yeah.
So,
I mean, okay, you have like you started to feel like your nipples are sensitive, like a start of a gyno. I'm gonna going to fix that
yeah.
for a moment. But if you have that for like years, I can do anything for you.
Yeah. And
You
if
have
you
to
have
go
gyno surgery,
for surgery.
exactly.
If it's just like you feel something there when you use more stuff, yeah, I'm gonna figure out for you. No problem. But once it's there for a while, it's not my job to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. And also on the honesty part of it, as you said, like it's so important to tell the truth and have a good communication with your coach, because knowing that, then you can do things better as a coach, like you know what's going on, so you can interpret things like straightforward. Like it's pretty easy to interpret
Yeah,
lab results and be able to establish a plan to fix the issue. Because like if you lie to your coach is going to find like possible causes, but maybe it won't be the right one, and it's just like not the right protocol after to fix
yeah,
the issue. Because like also I realized that as a vet, when the like when the owner is like just telling me something which is not the truth for the history, then finding what's going on is pretty hard because the dog cannot talk. So it's like, you know, it's even, I would say the problem is enhanced because as a dog cannot talk and tell me what's going
yeah,
on, I can only rely on the owner telling me the truth or not. And if the owner is trying to like only tell me a part of it, but not everything, or trying to lie to me, then I'm like, it's hard to find the cause because you have multiple causes for the same
absolutely.
issue, and you don't know how to treat it because you don't know what's going on and what happened exactly. So like as a coach is the same, like you have to know what's
Yes.
going on
So
so you
in this
can
case,
fix it.
you are in a position, you have to guess. You have to say, okay, let's try this. If it's not working, let's try that. It's not working.
Yeah,
Let's try the third one, the fourth one. So you are wasting the time.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
until you try the fourth, the fifth, the 11th, you could fix that if they are honest with you and straight. You can fix it maybe in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you have to do like
Guesswork and try different
guessworking,
things.
guessing game, it's hard. It's always difficult because you may, okay, it may be this one. If not, we're gonna try something else. No, tell me the truth. And I mean, once you meet this kind of athletes, owners, so they are not honest with you. That's me. I always see like a huge red flag. I mean, like, okay, I don't know how long I can work with this guy.
Yeah. Because they will gonna lie at one point. Like they will.
Yeah. So you
Later.
will always put the question, okay, when is the next time they're gonna lie to me?
Yeah.
I got like I used to prep somebody um last year and this year a little bit. So he never gave me the check-ins like in time. I always text him, please complete the check-ins so I can know. So when he completed the check-ins, I saw from the first moment there are some made up datas. So
Mm-hmm.
like weight, like training wise, it's like man, this is not true. So when you saw that somebody is increasing in like power, like 4 or 5 reps every week, come on, man, come on. Or you see like weight drop is exactly 500 grams every week. Please, that's not gonna happen. Never.
No.
Not in this universe. Yeah, you can have like 500, 600, 350. It's not gonna be
All
like
the
this
time.
exact. Please.
No.
Yeah, it may happen this week and next week, but I'm pretty sure for the third and fourth week, it won't be the same 500 gram. So uh, I started to question him about the drug usage,
Mm-hmm.
as I knew him before.
Okay.
I knew how he's reacting on different amount of drugs. I said, okay, let's pull some labs. So as I knew what I'm expecting for, I knew that if he's doing something different than I gave it to him, I'm gonna see on the labs. Guess he never did the lab. I was like, okay, this is the moment we stop working. I cannot like guarantee for anything that I cannot control.
Yeah.
So if I control what you do and you do exactly the same, what I give to you, I will know, okay, if there is a problem, I will know the root of the problem, so I will fix it. Once you do it something else, how do you expect from me to fix it when you will hit the problem? Because you will, sooner or later. They will say, okay, my coach is not good enough. Because nobody gonna say, okay, it was my mistake. No.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna say, my coach made a mistake.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
easy.
I made a mistake, accepting you in my team.
Yeah, true. Like even though like even outside of like drugs or anything else, but just like good communication, like telling, for example, I have an athlete right now, she's in recovery phase, so post prep.
Mhm.
And I told her from the start, like, you have to tell me what the hardest for you. Like, if the diet is very hard, like you're very hungry and very diet focused, or if cardio is very hard to maintain. So I can know, like, if I have to adjust something, if she prefers like to increase food or either maybe decrease cardio or steps. So I know, for example, yeah, we can adjust something. We can like decrease expenditure or increase the food or both. But what's the worst for you? What do you want me to change as a priority because it's just unbearable and you cannot handle cardio anymore, for example? then I will maybe drop cardio and keep food the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important that your athletes is very transparent and communicating things, because like also I think some athletes are like, my coach is just deciding everything, I'm just applying. And in this case, it's good because athletes are going to do everything you say, but also you cannot really tailor everything 100% for them. So I think, especially in the recovery phase, because the prep is so hard, recovery phase are very hard too. That, for example, if you cannot handle the cardio anymore, but food, you can just keep it the same, but you really want to drop cardio, tell your coach, like, cardio is too much for me right now. So your coach is going to decrease cardio next time. So yeah, it's also a big part of it, like good communication on these aspects too.
Yes, we are the one who is deciding what's the next step, but we're gonna decide based on your feedback.
Exactly. Yeah.
So once you get an update on your diet or cardio or training wise, without to talk to you, I mean, like I just sent an update to one of my athletes. Man, you should
Run fast.
run fast. Based on what I did that update? Based on what I decreased or increased your food, cardio, or training volume? Based on what? No, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel? Can you handle a little bit more cardio, or do you prefer to decrease a little bit on the food? Or maybe you can handle some more training volume, so the output is going to be a little bit more. And he will answer, well, I prefer to do 10 minutes extra cardio. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm not asking you, I just add 3 more sets or like on a leg day or everything. You will say, coach, I cannot recover with this amount. How do you want me to do 3 extra sets?
Yeah.
So I made a mistake in this case. Now, food wise, cardio, training, everything has to be based on feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I have an athlete. Uh, Probably he will compete like in the summer. He is spending literally the whole day in the gym. He's a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
He's going into the gym like 7 in the morning until 9, 10 in the evening. A lot of clients. An average steps, like for a day, is around 16,000 and 18,000. I'm like, man, there is no reason to put you to do any cardio work. When you do on a daily basis over 15K
Yeah.
of steps, there is no reason. Even if you would have time to do that, I prefer to give you that time to recover, to sleep 1 more hour, or just to relax an hour. I, I don't think so. There is any reason. So over 15K steps and being active all day, like walking around, moving weights with clients to do any cardio,
Yeah.
especially not in an off season. Okay, once he will move into prep, probably we will put like 10 to 15 minutes after training, like higher intensity, low volume cardio, but only in the case he will need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be our first season together, so I don't know yet. But I told him, I'm not sure you're going to need any direct cardio with this high activity. I mean, a lot of people are thinking about cardio, it's a must. No, I mean, it's not. You can do it without. It's a tool what you can use when you need it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tool.
It's a tool. It's just a tool. Something in the toolbox that you can pull when you need it.
Yeah.
If you're an office worker, sitting the whole day, yeah, I will put you to do some cardio. But somebody with over 15K steps on a daily basis, I don't think there is a reason.
Yeah. Same. Like for health, for example, for very big guys doing some cardiovascular, like
Okay.
very
Yes.
interesting. But for everybody else, like for example, I'm not doing any cardio during my off season. I'm just making sure I'm doing minimum 10,000 steps a day.
And
And it
in
works.
my opinion, that's perfectly fine.
Like it works for me. I don't have to do anything else. If you enjoy doing cardio, do cardio, but I hate
Of
that.
course.
So that's it.
I'm a guy who likes a lot to do cardio. I mean, for me, it's a pleasure to do like 30, 40 minutes of walk in the morning
Okay.
as a first thing. So the feedback from my one-to-one clients that I'm using with them, I'm working with them in the gym, was that like, if I'm with them in the gym, after I did my cardio, I'm a different person. I'm more active. I'm not that sleepy, you know? I said, okay, guys, if you are telling me that I'm a much better guy with you
Mhm.
after I do my cardio, I will do my cardio. No problem. I feel better. You feel better. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are cases when athletes will say, okay, I cannot handle any more cardio. Okay, in this case, you will handle less food, which is better for you.
Yeah. Like depends.
Out there are guys who will say, okay, I'm perfectly fine with less food, just me. But there will be some guys who will say, no, 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 please don't take any more food from me. Okay, then please, 10 minutes extra cardio. But sometimes, especially when you are going into the last phase of the prep, when fatigue is so high, output is high, calories are already low,
Yeah.
it may not be a very smart decision to put even more cardio.
Yeah. At one
Uh,
point it starts to be high.
yeah. I mean, sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
So maybe you let him last a little bit more, or just to cut a little bit from the food. It's going to be a smarter decision than adding extra fatigue on top of the amount that already is there.
Yeah. And also something to think about is that doing cardio, if you don't really enjoy it, it demands some like mental energy,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
being
Absolutely.
able to going through it and doing your
Yeah.
cardio. And like during the day, you only have so much mental energy. So like you have one part which is for training because training is very demanding, and it requires a lot of mental focus and being like locked in and pushing yourself very hard, which takes a lot of mental energy. And then if you have to also do 1 hour of cardio, it just drains you completely and it makes everything
Yes,
so much harder.
absolutely. So once you see that cardio is taken away from your workout, is the moment you should tell to your coach, there's a problem. Let's figure out. Because if you feel like burnout after a cardio, maybe after a cardio you have two very low carb meals and you have to go out for leg day and you feel like, oh shit, no, there you have to figure out.
Yeah,
Okay,
because training
there
is
are,
priority.
yeah. So as like training performance should be always the number one
Yeah.
that you want to keep up. If training performance is kept up, we won't lose muscle. Yes. So once we can keep the training performance, all the other factors can be tailored easily. Training performance is decreasing, find the root of the issue. It's mentally, it's physically, so you can handle it. If it's mentally, it's a little bit harder to handle it.
Yeah.
If it's physically, you just put like a refeed day or just to cut a little bit from the volume if there is room to cut. Because if you are like very low volume training, you cannot try anything,
Mm.
you cannot cut from there. But when it's like a psychical problem, it's a little bit harder to handle it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, in certain situations, you can handle even on the psychical side with a little bit more food, but it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You can make him very, very food oriented.
Mhm.
Like you give him right now a refeed, 3 days later, he will say again, "Oh, coach, I feel like I need another refeed." No, your brain needs it, not you, not your body. And it's a dangerous one.
It is.
So as I used to do, uh, I never give like a regular refeed. Like I see so many protocols like every Sunday is a refeed day. No, that's in my opinion is a huge mistake to make them to know that Sunday is coming and it's gonna be a refeed. No, give it when they need it, not when you want it.
Yeah.
I mean, once they will report without knowing when the refeed is coming, or if they have no idea about the refeed, it will be or not, and they will report, coach, performance is going down, no pump, sleep disorders, everything. Maybe you see the pictures with like they are more watery, or say, okay, do this. Probably it's gonna be fine after. He will get some energy, some nice pump, performance gonna go up again. So you solve the problem. But in this case, you have to tell them that's not gonna happen every time you feel tired. Because if we do that every time you're tired, we're gonna be in the same position like we are right now.
Yeah.
Because what a refeed means, it means like you put him on a maintenance or in a surplus. So if your athlete is in a, like a 500 calories deficit for 3 days, on the fourth day you put him like 100 1500 calories of surplus, you just got the maintenance. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
There will be no fat loss, nothing. You'll be the same place with a nice pump. And that's it. To get peeled, to get in that stage condition, you will suffer.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely yes. There is no shortcut, no magic drug, nothing. You will suffer. I
Yeah.
mean, no, you don't have to do 2 hours of cardio a day. That's not the suffering I mean. But yes, you will be hungry. You know, you did it. I
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
We will be hungry. You will crowing for foods like you never liked before. I mean, I hate fish. Once I go in that phase of the diet, I'm always crowing for fish. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember at the end of my prep, I was just like craving some potatoes and some rice.
potatoes, rice.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are craving for red bell peppers or pickles.
Yeah, you just want to eat something which is like filling you properly, you know?
Yeah, like you feel like real food, something
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah. Because especially as a female, like you end your prep very, very low, like in the thousands. So it's basically protein and veggies, you know?
Yeah, and
So
there are situations and situations. It's not a must to go down
no, but
that
sometimes
low.
you have to.
Yeah,
So
sometimes you have to, and that's the magic word. Sometimes you have to, but
yeah.
it's not a must.
No, definitely not.
If you think from the beginning of the prep, okay, so 8 weeks out, I will be on these calories,
Oh
four
no.
weeks out on that calories, and 2 weeks out, I will be like 1,000 calories. That's a mistake.
No, definitely.
Maybe 2 weeks out, you will be higher than 8 weeks out. Just the case that I had with the girl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, like depends also on your category. Like if you're bikini or if you're figure,
Yeah.
It's like a completely different level of conditioning
Yes,
you have to
absolutely.
reach. So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, also depends on your starting point and your starting calories. But
Of
I know
course.
for my last prep, I had to end at 1,000 calories a day. So it was only veggies and proteins, and I was just craving some rice because I was like missing it so much. Like veggies are filling
Yeah.
you because they are very voluminous and high in fibers.
Yeah.
Doesn't bring this like real society effect.
You'll never.
So yeah, but I hope next prep I won't finish that.
Um, Once you don't have some starchy carbs in you, you will never feel that society.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. So, but yeah, I was natty. I had a lot of weight to lose to be stage ready. So it was something I had to do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Before the Olympia, I had a lady for the figure. So there was like a fight between us because during the whole prep, they were building their own house. So she was working with the construction workers the whole day. So like on her feet, carrying stuff and building the house. After workout, a couple of hours of sleep, and again, the same scenario every day. And like 4 or 5 weeks out, I said, look, your upper body is pretty fine, but your legs are just from a different person. They're so watery.
Mm.
They are so fatigued. You cannot do this anymore. Stop it. How I can't because I have to be there to help them. I was like, okay, in this case, stop working out 7 days a week. Because I thought, do 5 trainings in the gym. And if you feel like, do 2 other trainings like outside, like walking, do whatever you want outside. Don't go to the gym. Guess what she did? She got some strong elastic bands
Oh
and did
no.
squats and lunges and everything. No, you have to stop. You have to sleep. You have to skip trainings. Like I thought, okay, go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's it. All the other 4 days, just walk outside. How are we gonna get in shape with only 3 trainings? Don't worry about it. Your activity is so high.
Yeah.
After she saw that she's not in the condition she's supposed to be, she started to do cardio. I was like, please stop. You will kill yourself. Please take 2 days off. Eat all the calories you can. I don't care what. Eat all the calories you can. I don't know how. She took 2 days off. She ate a lot. And guess what happened?
She
Three
was
days
there.
later, she showed up with training with separated quads. You see? A little bit of rest, a little bit of food, everything is better. So on a peak week, say, okay, Monday, Tuesday, you do some training, then stop everything. Just walk around the house. The house was ready. Just walk around your nice new house. Don't do any training. Hit 8 to 10K steps a day. That's it. And we started to increase food day by day. The night before the show, when I saw her in the hotel room, like, if I could, I would like to put you like this on the stage tomorrow. No more food, no more water,
Mm.
nothing. No pump, just how you like right now to put you on the stage. She was like, I never thought that you can get in shape eating more and
Yeah,
training less. Yes, that's why, because sometimes less is more.
definitely. It happened also to me for my coaching clients, but it was not before, it was on show day. she was just walking around a lot, you know. I think because it was a weird one, like so she was in figure, and it was not like comparison and final. It was just both at the same time in the afternoon. So it was a weird program. But she was stepping on stage around 3 p.m. And she was just walking a lot because like her family was here and the boyfriend was here. So she was taking picture with them and meeting people and walking everywhere at the venue. And she was just on her feet the whole time. And her legs were just like losing details and losing details. And she was sending me like posing videos. And I was like, stop posing, just stop, because like your legs are like going away, they're getting so inflamed because you're on your feet the whole day. And like we learned from it for the other show, I told her like, you just rest, you lay down with your feet up,
Yeah.
you just lay down and you don't walk, because like she had very good upper body definition but legs were completely inflamed. But then for the next show, when she rested and just like lay
A
down,
different game.
it was completely different.
Yeah, especially when it's like an afternoon or let alone an evening show.
Yeah, and you eat and you drink and then you walk and
That's
it's
the
like,
worst scenario ever.
yeah.
So I hate picking anybody for like night show.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, they are like nervous. They cannot get like just laying down. Okay, you cannot expect them just to lay down for like 12, 14, 16 hours.
No, but like at least most of the time, not always on
Yeah,
their foot. Like
yeah.
it's not work.
We went out to Bucharest for the IMBA with Gabi. Uh, I knew that there's gonna be like a long trip with a car. So we did the front load. So you're not in a position to load during the travel. Once we arrived, I saw, okay, there's like a little bit of water retention. So I kept him for the next two meals, very, very low carb and a huge amount of water, just try to flesh out everything. So then for another two meals, we added some carbs. In the next morning, he woke up like perfect. Said, okay, we just need some more food there to feel you a little bit more, but that's good. Then we got the schedule for the show. Guess what? 9 p.m. Like,
What?
oh, 9
Why?
p.m. Yeah. When we went for the registration, they gave us the schedule for the tanning on the show day. Tanning was 6 p.m.
What the heck?
I was like, 6 p.m. is
What's
the tanning?
that?
What time is the show? It's like 9 p.m. Said, okay, Gabi, that's gonna be a hard one. So in the morning of the show, actually he woke up with the lowest weight ever. I was like, okay, so now we have to play the game meal by meal. So we took the pictures after every meal and before every meal. I was like, Gabi, please stay on your feet only when you go to pee. Stay in the bed, legs up, and rest. I went to the store to buy some more water for him. Guess what? When I went back to the apartment, he was on his feet talking on the phone. It's like, man, straight back, lay down. So we went out to the venue for the show. There was so cold inside.
Oh my
It's
God.
so cold inside in the backstage. He was like with sweaters and towel over him. He was like freezing. I went to the backstage. He was on his feet. Like, please, I know it's cold, but lay down. You're gonna lose all the details from your legs. So actually, he ate like almost 700 of carbs on the show day. I'm not sure, but over 5 liters of water and about 7 grams of salt, like
Okay.
1.5 gram every meal. Yeah, and an extra of 2 grams pre-pump. It was good. I like the conditioning and everything, but I'm pretty sure if that was a morning show, it was way better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like night show is completely dumb, especially for like big muscular divisions, because it's way harder to pick properly for them. So like, okay, bikini, just put it at the end. It doesn't really matter. Wellness, a
Maybe,
bit different.
but
Um,
the bigger the muscle mass is on you, it's the more complicated it's getting to
yeah,
keep that full and dry.
exactly.
I mean, yeah, you can mess up even if you are like in a first category in the morning.
Yeah,
You can like woke up depleted, you don't have enough time to fill up, but I think it's more difficult to peak for a night.
yeah, especially because I feel that the more you eat, sometimes the less detail you have. So if it's like
Um,
evening, you have to eat to keep the fullness on, but
yeah,
you can lose details.
you
So
will lose details. There is no way you eat the whole day to keep especially for guys like over 100 kilograms.
yeah,
You have to eat like at least 80 to 100 grams of carbs each meal to keep the fullness. So there is just a little bit of water because you are restricted somehow on the show day. You cannot drink like 10 liters on a show day.
yeah, no,
Uh, so there is less water, there is less fullness. So you have to eat. If you can drink more water, you may be fine with less carbs. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So once you eat a lot of carbs, you will lose the details. I mean, we try to lose just a bit, but we will lose some.
definitely, yeah,
I mean, last weekend, the men's physique guys. So he was in the second category in the morning, so very in the early morning. So he ate the last meal on the evening. We knew that he gonna be very, very good. I said, okay, this moment, stop eating anything. Let's do a check like 3, 4 a.m. to see if you need something or not. When we saw the picture, I said, okay, let's eat another 100 grams of carbs, no protein, no fat, only carbs, 200 milliliter of water. That's it. From then until like 11 a.m., no food, no nothing. As the body was used with a high amount of water, he kept flushing out everything. He went to the bedroom to pee like 8, 10 times. It's like, okay, it's perfect. You don't need any more food. You are full, you are dry. You just take the pre-pump drink, like 30 grams of pressed carbs, 2 grams of salt, and like 50 to 100 milliliter of water. Start pumping up. It's going to be perfect. It was. Okay, there was no top 5 or top 6 for us. I don't care. The shape was perfect.
yeah. It's what matters. Like the placing, you cannot really control it.
No.
Depend on what they look for, depend on the other athletes,
Yeah.
but like the most important, just bringing the best physique ever you can.
What you can control is the way you show up on the stage. That's it.
Exactly, yeah. That's it. So anything else doesn't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, it's way easier to pick for the morning.
Yeah, I really prefer morning it where I have
Yeah.
my best look, even fasted, even just stepping on
Yeah.
stage fasted.
Yeah.
Because if not, I'm just like losing details so fast that like especially for figure you have to keep a good amount of details.
Yeah.
So like
So
first thing
figure is
fasted,
about details.
yeah, it works very well. So depend on the show, depends how it works, depend on the program,
Depends
depends
so
on
much on the judging panel, what
yeah,
they want to see. They want more mass, more details,
yeah,
more
yeah,
conditioning. It
yeah.
really depends.
So it's pretty tricky, especially like even bikini, it's pretty tricky because they always look for something a bit different.
Yeah. To be honest,
But
I don't understand the bikini category at all.
yeah, it's so weird.
For my eyes, they are all the same. Her color and the street color is the
I
difference. That's
agree. Yeah,
for me, they're
they
all the
are.
same, all so skinny, no muscles.
Yeah. So I totally agree. And I was thinking also for my next shows, like I don't exactly know where I want to like compete because I was thinking competing in Romania and in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But like Romania means traveling, and as you say, traveling can be tricky for picking and stuff.
Yeah.
So
So,
I don't know, but you have very good shows in Romania. So
yes,
like
but
Olympia Mapper was pretty good.
yeah, yeah, especially for figure based on this year,
Yeah.
you should definitely try it.
But the thing
There are
is,
not so many athletes. There are two cards in the game.
yeah, but it's in August. So it would mean I would have to start prep pretty soon.
Mm, it's in
It's,
last weekend of the August.
yeah,
No,
less weekend.
actually, it's the 1st of September.
What? Did they change it?
No, that's how. Let me check the calendar.
Because it was 27,
Uh,
26 was in
no,
27.
26th was last year.
Yeah.
But this year, the last weekend is like 31st of August, it's Saturday, and
Okay.
1st of September, it's Sunday.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but like I think I would need minimum 20 weeks of prep.
20
So
weeks, that means 4 months.
yeah, but I think like to be stage ready at the level I want,
August, July, June, May. 1st of May?
I think I would have to start like earlier than that.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like I really want to be peeled on stage
I know, 'cause I
and
know
I'm
you.
pretty fat now. So
No, you're not. No, you're not.
it's a lot of weight
Okay,
to lose.
you are not that lean, but you cannot say you are so fat.
I don't know, like for example, it's pretty hard because I really want to start prep, but also my year was quite weird because I had like surgery at the end of July, so 2 weeks were
Mhm.
totally off. Then I had to move from Romania to the UK. So for 1 month, I was just like kind of maintaining. So let's say I lost 2 months, of like good, like optimal off season. So I was thinking like first I was thinking maybe I will start prep in April, May. Um, but now I'm thinking like I want to start a bit earlier. But I want also to grow and to be as big as I can on stage. So it's a bit a tricky one. Like in my mind, I would like to start prep earlier and compete in August and then September, October. Um, but also I don't want to like cut on my growth. I want to grow more and step on stage with a good amount of muscle mass. So it's a bit of a tricky one. I don't know if I want to start like in February or if I want to start in May.
Um, what about starting between,
I don't. Do you
like
want me to
1st of
to share?
April?
I will share my screen so you can see.
Please let's see.
Because can you see my screen?
Yep,
Good. Can you see my Excel sheet?
yep.
Good. So in pink, it's when I'm doing a cycle.
Okay.
All right. In green, it's like off season. And in blue, it's maintenance. Red is cutting. So I finished my cut in June. Then July, I started cycle, like surgery. I finished my cycle. Then I moved from Romania to the UK, so maintenance. And then it was off season, off season. Right now, I'm doing a cycle. And I was thinking maybe I could do a mini cut here and then bulk again and then start prep at this time. But
Um,
I was thinking, why not starting prep here and compete a bit earlier than I was expecting.
I would do it a little bit different. I mean, you have right here, um, you are right now here, yes? First week of December.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can continue here the off season for a little bit more, maybe mid-February or maybe end of February. Then do for like 4 weeks of a maintenance phase to don't go straight from off season to cutting.
Mm.
Just like keep for like 4 weeks of maintenance, and from there you can go down.
So like
So
starting in April first, like let's say.
April, or extend your off season a little bit more, then do the whole April, the maintenance phase, and then starting there. Um, I mean, so here you have 3 weeks, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh, you should do the same, the next thing. So right here with the green one, you have 3 weeks, here another 4, so 7 weeks where you totally off. So don't use anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep the GH.
Yeah, of course, an insulin, but no primal.
Yeah, here February and mid of March for like 6, 7 weeks. You can do another cycle,
Mm-hmm.
then go for this 6 weeks, like recovery and maintenance. Then you start cutting.
But I'm just so scared that it won't be enough for prep if I start like, because I would start in May in this case. And it's like one,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
13.
15. It will be 16 weeks. Like 16 weeks is not a lot to be stage ready.
Okay, so in this case,
This is why
we'll
in my
say,
mind, I'm just like struggling with that
you know,
lately because I want to start prep.
you can start 2 weeks earlier. I mean, like mid-April, not 1st of May. If you say you are ahead of your prep, you can put like end of June or beginning of July, 1 week of maintenance, recovering a little bit your body, then go down again.
Yeah. But then in this case, I'm thinking like maybe this mini cut is pointless. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
maybe it would be just better to push like the bulk until there, then do 1 week maintenance and then go for prep.
For maintenance, I would do a little bit more than 1 week.
All right.
Um, Usually 3 weeks to a month for maintenance.
Yeah, I said, how many weeks did I say?
You said 1 week of
Oh no,
maintenance.
4 weeks. 4 weeks. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
4 weeks.
4
That's
weeks.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So because I'm really like thinking about that lately, and I'm just like struggling to find what I want to do and what's the
How
best
many
also
kilos
for
do you
me.
have right now?
So hmm?
How many kilos do you have right now?
80.5.
80.5,
Yes.
like a Russian tank.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I cannot say this right now, the Russian, because it's sensitive.
You're not so far away, so be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I'm
In
pretty
my
heavy.
opinion, if you would start like mid-April, that will be more than enough to get ready.
And it's so weird because it would be the first prep, not natty. So I don't really know how my
That's
body is
what I
going.
wanted to say.
Yeah.
So you have all the tools in the box. So there is nothing you didn't try at the moment.
Yeah.
Am I right or not?
Yeah. But I think, like, for example, what I use in Romania, so the T3 and the clan was not real.
Neither the clan.
So the first clan I used, I think was real, but then I had to buy another one, and I think it was not. Um, So this is why I'm like, well, maybe my last cut, I still used it, but maybe it was not really doing anything. So this is why I don't really know for like the speed and how my body is going to react with what I have access here. Because I think
Um,
PEDs in the UK are better, like at least it's more accurate, I would say, for the dosing and what you get exactly. So if I can get real T3 and real clan and be sure it's real and it's working, I don't know exactly how much I will need to prep.
I I would not thinking about that much about the T3, and I'm telling you why. I would like I would start to use T3 only in the case that your thyroid is starting to go down.
But it starts to go down pretty fast for me.
Okay. If you know yourself with this
Yeah.
problem, then it's perfect.
Like I did some blood work during my cut last time, and it drops
Mhm.
pretty fast. Like my thyroid and my um like cycle, my hormones are just dropping super fast when I'm in
Mhm.
deficit. My body just doesn't like getting lean, so everything
Okay.
goes down very, very fast. So I had to use replacement
Mhm.
during my cut last time because it was very low.
Um, in this case, you did your cutting like very small steps. Yes, like pulling 100, 150 calories at
Yeah, yeah.
once.
I was not very aggressive. Like
Mhm.
it was.
In case of athletes, so their body is reacting like yours, so decreasing very down in like thyroids and everything. I would use like a more aggressive model. I mean, like to don't keep them for so long time in a deficit.
Mm-hmm.
So like push hard for a couple of weeks, then do a week of maintenance to recover a little bit, then go again. It's a way better um, approach for this kind of body types.
Yeah, but also I have to think about training progress and maintenance of my performances
Yes.
because I'm training very hard. So it's like
Yeah.
very draining for me.
Um.
Also being able to work, you know.
Yeah. When I mean a more aggressive, you don't have to think about like super low food, super high output. But in this case, I don't plan the prep for like 20 weeks. I plan it for like 12 weeks
Oh, okay.
or maybe 14.
Mm-hmm.
Because in most of the cases, when you keep somebody for like 20 or more weeks in a deficit, body will kick back. At a certain point, will say, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm not going to lose any more fat. I will keep
Mm-hmm.
everything for me. So you may try. And as I said, once you are ahead of your prep, you see, okay, I'm leaner than I supposed to be in this moment. I can give my body a 1 week of rest, a little bit more food. So body's recovering, mentally you feel better. Then you are getting ready to start again to dig deep. So
Yeah.
instead of 150 to pull like 150 calories at once, you pull 300. It's not a big difference. Okay, for some people maybe, but if you think like, okay, I'm not going with 150 deficit for 2 weeks, I'm going for 1 week with 300. That's mentally maybe easier
Mm.
because you don't think for a long time that okay, I'm in a deficit. Okay, I'm in a deficit, but for a short period.
Okay. Yeah.
So for me, it's always easier to stay like 6, 8, 10 weeks lower than to make it 16 weeks
Mm-hmm.
mentally.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see. I'll see how I'll do this time. It's just like, yeah, I didn't really know when to start my prep when I was like, because I was planning to compete in like October, November. But now I'm thinking maybe a bit earlier than that. Depends on what I want to do.
The only advantage competing in summertime, I mean, like the August, September, are the Olympias, like the
Yeah,
amateur Olympias. Any other shows, there are only one card.
yeah, yeah, I know.
That's it.
So yeah, I'll see. But also I don't want to, because if I push my off season a lot more, I'm afraid I will just gain some more fat and then having to pull more during
Yeah. How many calories are you eating right now?
308 3,810.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How much of these are carbs?
620.
620. How do you handle it? How do you split it?
I eat a lot of fruits and rice, soda bread with honey. So it works really well.
Mhm. How do you split the amount of carbs during the day?
Well, it depends because like with work, it's pretty hard to eat and to
Mhm.
find time to eat. So it can change. Like usually I try to split it in 4 to 5 meals plus intra workout. So I
Okay.
have carbs also intra workout.
Yeah, that's good.
Or sometimes it's 3 meals per day. So it really depends, but usually like pre-workout meal is very high in carbs, fast digesting carbs, and low fats. Also low fats post-workout with high like amount of carbs and very good for like digestion, like easy carbs. To digest like fruits, for example, some bread and honey, it works well. And for the other meals around, it's like more medium fat and some carbs too.
Yeah.
But I'm still very high carbs and low fats anyway. So, but yeah,
Yeah. You don't have to push really hard on fats, especially on women.
yeah,
There is a like a must amount you have to keep, but in my experience, females are not working very well on high fat.
yeah. Like some studies are saying that women are better with high fat, but I don't agree. Um,
Uh, there may be some women doing great on higher fat.
but bodybuilders, it's a different thing.
Yeah, bodybuilders are different animals.
And I feel like studies are done on just like regular women. But for bodybuilders, I think high carbs is the way to go.
I mean, for all the bodybuilders, high carbs is a must.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna build muscle without carbs? I mean, okay, you have to eat just a half amount, calorie wise, of fat to hit the same calories, but I I just don't see this working. So I don't eat 100 gram of rice. I'm gonna eat 50 gram of fat. That for me it doesn't speak.
Yeah. Totally
I
agree.
mean, what for me is like a golden rule. I never go under zero point 0.5 gram of fats per kilogram on women.
Yeah.
So if you 80 kilograms, 40 gram, that's it. Never under. If you 50 kilos, okay, we're gonna do 25. But under 25, maybe yeah, last 2 days you can go if needed. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I go like to zero point 0.4 at the end of prep because for women, carbs can get pretty low. So sometimes I just go a bit down with fats to zero point
Mhm.
0.4. But yeah, I don't go lower than that.
Oh yeah, now 0.4 to zero
It's
point
almost the
0.5,
same. Yeah,
it's not a big
it's
difference,
almost the same. But yeah, I totally agree.
especially not for a short period. I
Yeah,
mean,
end
yeah,
of
you can
prep.
do that for a week, no problem. But don't try to do that for months or couple of weeks.
Yeah, yeah. And also depend on like your tolerance. For example, for
Yeah,
me, I don't feel I really need fats, just carbs and proteins, and I'm just running
we are not the
perfectly.
same.
So yeah, but high carbs for sure is a
Yeah.
must. And I'm eating a lot of carbs So
Yeah, that's a lot.
I had many guys like sending me DMs to tell me that I was eating way more than them.
To
It's
be
like,
honest, until 600 grams, I can tolerate very well. No problem. Especially, I used to eat like 5 meals plus an intra workout.
mhm.
That's fine. But over 600, I start to have some problems. I mean, problems is getting harder to eat
Yeah,
that amount of
yeah,
carbs,
yeah,
especially because I like to eat like, I mean, clean. So when I start to put honey and jam and things like this on my food, that means carbs are very, very high. So
yeah,
when I cannot tolerate any more rice, cream of rice, you can be sure food is pretty high.
yeah. At one point, you have to just like get the
Yeah,
food
yeah,
down,
just yeah, absolutely. But
and
right now, I was setting up my diet for the next phase. So I was like, okay, let's make it easier. So let's create two equal meals with rice, but I'm gonna add one of to my pre-workout meal. So I don't have to eat like 40, 45 gram of extra rice. I'm gonna eat one of these bad boy,
yeah,
and I got the same 30 grams of carbs. So I'm pretty fine. I can cook the whole amount of rice at once, just split them half, add the square bar to the pre-workout. I'm perfectly fine.
yeah.
So yeah, sometimes we do things like this, but we don't base our nutrition on square bars or honey or no. But sometimes,
You have to. It's
yeah,
just a lot, and then if it hinders like digestion and your workout because you're still full and digesting is not fine.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, for me, it's way easier to eat like 100 gram of rice and one square bar than eating 150 gram of rice before the
exactly,
workout.
exactly. So
Many
you
will
have
say
to.
it's not optimal, guys. For me, it's working.
Yeah,
I feel good. I don't have any problem with digestion. I'm not bloated. It means for me, it's working pretty well.
yeah.
Okay, probably I'm not gonna do that on a prep. So on a prep, yeah, I will eat the rice.
But also you eat less on the prep, so it's way
Yeah, that's the
easier.
point. That's the point. So
So
I have the rice plus square bar pre-workout. Once I'm going on lower carbs, I'm not gonna cut the rice. I'm gonna cut the square bar.
yeah,
That will be perfectly fine because as food is coming down, I will always choose the higher volume over the food density.
of course, yeah.
When rice is very, very less, I mean like 30, 40 grams, I will choose the potatoes instead, where the volume is like 3 times more.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to think about a little bit and to find the best option for you.
Yeah. Especially when you're bulking and eating a lot and it's
Yes.
thank
So
you.
let's say it right now. Your goal for 2024.
Man, I was thinking about it this
Pressure on
morning.
you. Pressure on you. Say
I'm not even sure I can get it this year.
you can. You can.
I'm pretty like because this morning I was thinking I don't even think I can get the card this year because I don't know if my physique is going to be like at the level I want it to be and like pro card worthy, you know?
First of all, you have to trust yourself. If you start your prep with the mentality, I'm not sure I can do that,
I know.
you won't. So pressure on you and say it right now.
Well, the goal is to get the pro card this year.
Thank you.
But yeah, I guess I'll just go for it and see how it goes. But also
Exactly.
I don't have any idea about how it look on stage because my physique is completely different now and I have no idea. So I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Good. Well, I think we've talked about many things. It was
Yeah.
it was a big, long podcast, and we touched on many different topics. So I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think we can cut it here, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.